Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is TerrenceRe. We got another stock market update for you guys. We're gonna go over, some of the moves for the week, and then I'm gonna talk about my charts, what I like and what I don't like. And without any further ado, let's get started. So what you're looking at right now is a screen of the SPX S&P 500. Now, if you're looking up here, I'm going to show you now this red line and this green line right here were the expected move for the week ending, right? Yesterday on Friday. So you can see how the low for the week. Now, it started out right here on the 3rd. This right here is Wednesday because we had a holiday. The markets was closed on Tuesday. And then you can see here on here, this is Wednesday, and then this Thursday, you can see this wick right here at the expected move, at the low of the expected move for the week. And then you can see it went up and then came back down and ended. But you can see how this acted as support for the week. So that's why I like to look at the weekly expected move of the S&P 500. You can see right here is where it's at now. Now over here, let's go to the option chain. I always use the option chain. You can see the weekly. So Friday will be the 14th, and we got a $50.84 expected move. Those are here plotted out. You see right here. So we got the expected move coming right down here to where this moving average is. And then the high is right up here, right around, we'll call it 44.50. We'll call it 44.50 on the high, and we'll call the low 43.45 for the week. So that's not a real big range. Like last week, it was a small range, but we had a holiday. Next week, we don't really have a holiday. We got 5 full trading days, but not expecting a real big move next week. So, excuse me for so with that being said, we may get another week of chop like this week, just hovering around. Now, I do have some stocks that I want to look at. First on the docket is, of course, Tesla. I've been talking about Tesla the past few weeks. Tesla is a big mover. I want to play a clip from a weekly podcast called Truth or Skepticism with Tom Sosnoff and Dylan Radigan. And I just want you to hear Tom. He spoke with someone, and he didn't give the name. He didn't give out the source. And I just want you to hear what that person had to say and what he says about Tesla. Quick little minute clip. So just give me just a second so I think I already got it queued up. Let's just get it. And we'll let him say his little bit, and then I'll react to it. And we'll look and see what the chart got to say about it. I want to make sure that let's see, give me just a second.
Whether he absolutely owns the space, and when I say he owns the space, he owns the automotive space. He owns it. He can take anybody out, but why does he want to? He doesn't need to.
Which leads you then, when you look at a Tesla stock, which then is trading not on a traditional automotive basis, like, how many Ford Rangers are they going to sell this quarter?
No, they don't care about that.
Trading based on what you're talking about, which is the sector dominance, we'll call it, industries, pan sector, full spectrum industry dominance.
Revolutionized everything technology wise.
Which leaves the stock price basically a pile of implied volatility.
I was with somebody the other day who's in the private equity business, and he asked me, he said, what's your position on in Tesla? I go, I'm pretty flat here. I'm a little bit short. I got a bunch of positions on. I'm probably short a few deltas. I go, why? Why are you asking? He goes, because he goes, we're all in. He goes, we think it's going up 5x from here. I go, 5x from 280? And he's like, yep. I'm like, all right.
On sector dominance and the wild.
All right. So you can see that's all. What I'm gonna do is I will link the show note in the show notes. I'll link the clip to that podcast where you can check it out. I like listening to it. I like to hear Tom's takes because he's a pure trader. So you don't really care about fundamental analysis, and neither do I. But I wanted you guys to hear him give when he talked to someone in private equity and what they thought. So they're seeing like 5x from here. So me, I'm just talking as short term. Here are my levels. My next level is 300, right? So I just want you to see what fundamentally what's being said about Tesla, and he was when he was saying he in the beginning of the clip, obviously he's referring to he is meaning Elon Musk, right? So you can see my levels. I ain't now we could see a little pullback possibly into here, but it doesn't change my overall consensus, and hearing things like that even strengthens my case, for why I think, this is my stock. Like a lot of people saying Apple and Nvidia because of the chips, and I also like AMD as well. But if somebody asked me like, hey, you can only own one stock, right? Besides an ETF, um, I still think ETFs, as far as like long term investing, is your best your best bet, right? But as far as like owning like an individual stock, for me right now, you ask me right now, is Tesla. That's what I will own. I like this is a daily setup. If I show you guys the weekly setup, I can't give away the sauce, but and it ain't just because this setup on the weekly is even sweeter than it is on the daily, because you got you had this little pullback here, and then you had this breakout here, and as it broke out there, it's still continuing to accelerate, right? So can it get? I could see where he got the 5x from. I haven't done any technicals. I like to stay with my technicals on the daily. When you start going out the weeklies and monthlies, you got to have a lot of patience to hold stock that long. All right, and I don't really have that time. I haven't developed that type of patience yet. So let's move right along. Let's get to Zion. I don't know if I talked about this last week or not. I'd have to go back and check the show notes from last week. But we're gonna talk about it this week. That's why you tune into the show, right? Because I give you something that a lot of stuff that everybody's talking about, but then I come in and I throw something, a little wrench in there. I am in this stock, right? With Zion, I actually am doing like a cover call in here. It popped up on a scan that I run. The scan popped up, and I got the move that I got a little up move right here, and I'm selling calls against the position that I own. So what'll happen is ideally you want the stock to go up. Not really trying to make money on the call. You can. There are ways to like 50% come out of the call, then close it out and then go establish another call, sell another one. But if I get the shares called away from me because the stock continues to run up into my call, that's fine. And then I just put it on again. I got my setup, I got my levels. Obviously, my next level on here is right around $35. Or really, I just see it taking out this high right here. Um, I don't know a whole lot about the fundamentals of this bank. This is a pure technical play. It popped up and it looked good as far as technically, excuse me, and I put in a trade on it, and that's that. Uh, let's take a look at Meta. The reason why I got Meta on here is not necessarily because I'm long it or anything. I don't have any trades on in it. This is just a warning to be a little careful. This is what we call an ascending wedge. You see it just it's going up, but it's almost like it's just slowly just trickling up, right? And you figure at some point it's gonna break out of this wedge. Now it could be to the upside. It could break out of this wedge and go to the upside. But what I do want to show you is I'm going to come all the way out to the monthly. Now, I very rarely look at a monthly chart. Almost never do I look at monthly charts. But I want to show you guys something. This is another little trick. So you got one green day, or excuse me, green month. Each candle represents a month. One green month, two green months, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you got 8 green candles, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now we in the middle of almost a ninth candle. Right around 6 candles, I start generally looking for a pullback. I start looking for pullbacks on 6 candles. Six candlesticks. It doesn't matter whatever the time frame is. I see 6 candlesticks in a row. I start looking for turns. And that's just a free nugget. We had 8. This was 8. We had 9 on a monthly chart. So that doesn't mean anything, right? It can continue to do what it's doing, right? I'm just saying be careful. If you own it, it ain't a bad time to sell some calls against it. It got a 33 IV rank when it earnings. Now it does have earnings on July 26th. So like I said, I would just be careful. Now earnings could make it explode higher. It's just that once I start seeing candlesticks, once I start seeing like 6 candlesticks in a row in any direction, it could be 6 up, it could be 6 straight down. I start looking at pullbacks. I automatically do. You don't even see 6, and during this up move right here, you don't even see 6 straight green candles. Right here, you got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then pull back. Just look at it. Just start looking at. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got a red candle. Look right here, green gap up. I count this as a green because it still was up. So 2, 3, 4, pull back. You got 5, 6, pull back. Look at it. 1, 2, 3. We'll count that because it went up. 4. I'm gonna count this one. Say 5, because it's like a harami. 6, and we'll say 7 on this high. Then look, chop. See what I'm saying? So once I start looking for that, those are like little triggers where you be like, all right, I done had 6 green, I done had 6 up days in a row. Once you start getting the 7, the 8, you start getting at extremes. And so once I get to that, start seeing that on any time frame, I don't care what time frame I'm trading, whether I'm scalping and I get 6 straight like minute candles up, like I start looking at taking profit, or I reassess, right, how I'm gonna trade it. And if you look at the monthly, it's just been doing that. And we got this wedge. So now this wedge is a wide wedge. So right now we're at 290. The way I drew it, it's right around the bottom would be like right around what, 260. Let's call it 260. What's the expected move for the monthly of August? We're gonna go out 41 days. Look at that month. You see that? The expected move is $33. So the range from now to August is $33. Where would that put you? Right down here at the bottom of this wedge, which would be 257. Now, if you're long Meta, can you take that kind of move? Right? Are you willing to give up $33 a share? So you got to start looking at that. That's how I use, even if you don't trade options, it's good to understand the option chain, because that option chain, right, will start letting you know and this would be a normal deviation. So 33, that's normal. Like that would be a normal range. So if this happened, it wouldn't even be a big deal if it went from 290 to 260. That would be well within the expected move. So that at least should be your risk. And if you can't handle that, then you got to start looking at other options, right? No pun intended. So you own the shares. Maybe you sell calls against your long position. Maybe you buy some put spreads or buy put, whatever you're comfortable in doing. I just wanted to show you guys this wedge so that if you're in it, you can plan accordingly, right? I wanted to talk about Rivian. Like I think that Rivian is gonna move with Tesla for the most part. Not completely, but I would say as if one is moving up in that EV sector, then you're gonna see the other one too. This is a straight parabolic move. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even though this is a red candle, it gapped up this day. I count this as being green. So that's what? 6, 7, 8. Now let's see if we get some chop around maybe Monday and Tuesday. You would want to see a little pullback here to if you still want to get long this. When you get these straight parabolic moves like this, it's overbought on the RSI. That's not saying that it can't go higher. That's just saying to me that hey, we could look for a pullback to come back maybe this week. Maybe we get some little chop around in here, and it may give you a buying opportunity. So not a bad place to take some profit and look to reestablish a position if you're a trader. If you're a long-term investor, look at it. This is a weekly chart. So long-term investor, you might just be, hey, if you're somebody that's like, hey, I ain't really no trader, you might just sit in this and let it go, right? Look at that. Right over the moving average, one weekly candle. You got 1, 2. So, based on my candlestick there, you can get weekly wise, you can get another 4, 5, 6, another 4 candles out of this before you start looking at a pullback. Now, what will I will see some support right around in here, right around $49. So that was that. And then also we're gonna finish up with AMD and Nvidia. I just want to pull up the AMD chart and see we hit up an area you can see right here. That's some resistance. That's where it hit. Also, you see my trend lines. So you can see it's just chopping around. Um, I still do think that I just think we're getting a little consolidation in here. We may even get some type of little pattern to develop. I'm not gonna change I still think that AMD will go higher. You just gotta if you're a day trader or something like that, then you're not really looking at this, right? You're on a smaller time frame trading. That's day trading. This is more swing trading. And even in day trading, I still wouldn't be trying to sell AMD. I wouldn't be looking for sales. I'd be looking for opportunity on a smaller time frame to get bullish so I could day trade. I wouldn't be day trading like shorts. If you could have caught this one, you did great. Um, I wouldn't have been looking for it. I'd be looking for something, some type of move in here to get me back up to the upside. Nvidia, right up there. Look at this. These levels, guys, I be showing you, they be hitting. They be hitting right there, just chopping around this little level right here. You want to see what the next one is? The next one I got is right up here around 475. So that's another $50 away. Let's see what the expected move is for August. $43. So the expected move, so within that normal range, that's gonna put you right around $43 to put you right around 468. You can see. So that's a normal range. To make it up to here within the next month. So it's possible. And also to the downside will put you, right around here, around this low. 375, 376, 377, somewhere right around in there. So you got to be comfortable if you're trading Nvidia. You at least have to be comfortable with this range, right? This would be normal. These stocks are moving. the ones that I'm showing you. So you got to be comfortable with that. So hey guys, like I said, be comfortable with the risk. That's why you, even if you're not an options trader, get comfortable with looking at the option chain and looking at the expected move. It can help you gauge your risk. And you got something out of this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share the video. And like I said, I'm gonna drop the link to Truth or Skepticism down in the show notes, so you can I watch that. That's something that I like to watch. It helps me think. I like to hear Tom talk about trading, and he talks about a lot of other stuff too, which um, actually listening to him talk about trading and how it makes you a better decision maker in life, because you making decisions about your money when you're trading, and you got to be decisive, and so it helps you with decision making. A lot of that that type of idea and that type of thought process I got from listening to him. So, I'm giving y'all a little bit of some of the stuff that I like to listen to on a regular basis. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna be out. Peace.